for the company, what are those core values, making sure that that is effectively communicated down to the team, and determining if those individuals are there to support your core values and support you as an organization.
If someone doesn't fit your culture, make a change, because that one person, they could be awesome at their job, but if they're bad as a person or bad to your culture, it's not worth keeping them because it'll have a detrimental effect on your culture. You know, you've got that bad apple, you need to remove it.
Welcome to this episode of Sunny Silver Linings. Our guests today are both highly experienced HR professionals with the knowledge to help you grow your MSP. Joining Sunny today, we have Ainsley Lump, Human Resource Manager, Entech, and Rob Wilson, founder and president, The Wilson Companies, and Employco USA. Now, here's your host, the visionary founder and CEO of IT by Design, MSP Talent Authority, Mr. Sunny Kaila. Over to you, Sunny.
Hi, Ainsley. Hi, Rob. Welcome to the show.
Thanks, Sunny. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, I'm super excited to have this conversation because talent is my passion, and you both are talent experts. And there is just so much need out there in terms of talent leadership. So, Rob, I'm going to start with you, my friend. What are you seeing in the market? What are you sensing in the marketplace when it comes to attracting, training, retaining top talent?
So I think today, if we compare today to the last couple of years, what you're seeing a little bit different is it's kind of bounced back to an employer market versus an employee market. So it's definitely a little bit easier to hire talent now. So I think as you look at your entire package as a business, as you're recruiting, what you have to offer. I mean, you still have to sell yourself and your company and your vision, but it's definitely a little bit easier now than it was 12 or 24 months ago.
Awesome. Thank you for that. And Ainsley, what are you sensing in the market as HR leader? So what are you seeing in the market?
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with Rob 100%. A few years ago, it was extremely difficult, and it was an employee market, and the employees, man, it was harsh. It was a hard time to be able to get talent. What we are seeing now is when we post job ads and we cater those job ads to the individuals we're looking to hire, we are getting applicants like crazy. So it's a good thing that the market has shifted, because a few years ago it was a little scary, but we are seeing a huge uptick in the amount of talent that is coming through, that is applying, that are looking for jobs. A lot of people, from what I'm seeing too, a lot of what I'm noticing is that they're coming back into office. They're looking for in-office jobs because they've been remote for so long that they're like, I don't want to do this anymore. So we're seeing a lot more people wanting to actually be in office as well, moving away from those remote roles.
Yeah, I think a lot of people got impacted in terms of their mental health, to a lot of things that happened, just kind of not being able to get out of their home and not having that social interaction. That's kind of part of human life. The life experience comes from a lot of that social interaction. So I know a lot of people are now probably they're done with the just working full time from home. So no, thank you for sharing that perspective. And Ainsley, if you have only one piece of advice for a new MSP business owner, what is the number one thing that they need to focus on from HR perspective?
HR perspective, I'd say it's having scalable processes. When you start, going out and adventuring into the world of expanding and growth and rapid growth, a lot of where people are going to get held up is not having scalable processes. And scalable processes can be anything, recruiting related. Is what we're doing today scalable and going to support the organization as we continue to grow? And that can be, like I said, anything from recruiting all the way down to how you manage service for clients. As long as you are focusing on the fact that it is scalable and it is something that can continue to grow with you, then I think you're going to have a lot of success in, growing that business.
Building a process that's scalable, that is so important, right? So having like a SOP where the process is documented and is scalable, then the standardization comes. It could be hiring, it could be how you manage employee experience from day one.
Yes.
And Rob, you have lots of experience in terms of dealing with business owners, a lot of business owners, and you are an entrepreneur. What do you wish you had known when you were first starting your business? Yeah. So, what is your advice for SMBs?
So I would say make sure you create a solid strategic plan, and then surround yourself with a great team. Your team is going to make all the difference in the world. So, and then outsource what you can. As you're building your team, think of your outsourced partners as part of the team. If you can go out and outsource part of it, and they can help you, like my business, where outsourced HR. You can, in some cases, you can outsource, and it's blended with your team. But surround yourself with a great team is my best advice.
Yeah, that is awesome advice. So, having a strategic plan and then surrounding yourself with great team members, that is key to success as a business. And okay, so now I want to move into culture a little bit. And Rob, we can stay with you with the culture question. In your experience, what are the key ingredients for building a strong and positive company culture?
So I think it starts with the leader of the organization, the president or CEO, and the management team. So uh, be a good leader. They're going to look up to you from that standpoint. Listen to your team. I would survey and implement your team of all your employees, and when you get that feedback, utilize it. And the culture starts at the top, and get feedback from people, but then also implement that. Everything that we've done here, a lot of what we do from our culture, it's feedback we get from our employees. And if you've got a good culture, I think you have to assess, or have your supervisors and team assess people within the team. Because if someone doesn't fit your culture, make a change, because that one person, they could be awesome at their job, but if they're bad as a person or bad to your culture, it's not worth keeping them, because it'll have a detrimental effect on your culture. You work so hard to create a team environment and a culture that people want to work with, that you've got that bad apple, you need to remove it.
Wow. Okay, so focus on, I mean, culture starts with you as a leader,
Yeah.
and then make a quick decision when you see that is a problem somewhere in any part of your business. So making a timely decision to make sure that that don't spread to other sections of your business is great advice. So thank you. Ainsley, what's your advice to build a strong and positive culture?
Absolutely. I mean, Rob, you nailed it. Starting at the top is huge, right? And it starts with a clear vision, clear values for the company. What are those core values? Making sure that that is effectively communicated down to the team, and determining if those individuals are there to support your core values and support you as an organization, and where you want to be, where you currently are, right? Support your vision. And to your point, it starts at the top, making sure that it's clear, that it's concise, that your leadership team basically has it memorized, and that you're all living by those values every single day. And there's a bunch of other things that we can always look at, like employee recognition and diversity and employee well-being, but really communicating who we are as a company, what we value, and communicating that throughout, and making sure your leadership team is trained on that. That is huge for an organization and for the culture. It can go miles and miles if you make sure you communicate that right.
Yeah. No, thank you for sharing that. Because culture then leads to a lot of other pieces, and I think it's a nice segue to talk about attracting top talent. Because one thing that will attract top talent is your culture. And so, can you talk about some success strategies? And Ainsley, we can stay with you with this question. What strategies and best practices do you recommend for attracting and retaining top talent in today's marketplace?
Yes, yes, absolutely. Attracting talent. there's a lot of things that people look at, right, when they look at an organization, but the first thing they're going to do is go on your website. They're going to see a job opening. They're going to Google you. They're going to go on your website. They're going to look at Glassdoor reviews. They're going to look at you as an organization to see if you meet their values. So making sure that the employer brand is something that highlights the culture, the values, and growth opportunities in the company is going to be huge, because that's the first thing people are going to gravitate to. The next thing they're going to look at is obviously your competitive compensation and your benefits. What do you have for me, right? When I come and I'm giving you my work, what is it that you all have for me in return right now? What can we be doing better? Health insurance, 401k, flexible work arrangements, as we talked about, allowing that ability to be kind of in office for a little bit and then remote for some of the time. Just getting creative with that and making sure that everything aligns and that you can create a very robust benefit package to say, here we are as an organization, here's what we value. We also want you to grow here, and here's the benefits that we offer. Those are the things that employees are really going to be looking at when they're looking to go out into market to find another job.
Ainsley nailed it. First, the pre-employment side is, you're exactly right. They're going to see their opening. They're going to do their research. People want to work for good companies and good teams. So you want to show them your culture. Your benefits are extremely important, but also your growth potential on two sides. Growth potential as an organization. Where are you going? Share with them part of your strategic vision and your growth plans. And then what is their growth plans as an individual? Because if you're recruiting them away from somewhere else, they're probably applying, they might be applying for the same position or something better, but show them how they can grow within your organization.
Say what you do and do what you say. Implementation is important, from employee voice to implementing that voice, or overall, if you want to be best places to work for. Benefits, what I'm hearing is, that benefits package is important, and what you sell, you have to deliver on that. So thank you for sharing that. Now, my last question is on performance. And yeah, so I want to understand from your perspective, what are some success strategies leaders can use to produce the best value, or do a great job at performance management? So Rob, we can start with you.
Sure. So we're an outsourced HR company, so we work with several hundred clients across the country. And what we find on the performance management side is no one really likes doing performance reviews, whether giving or receiving, but we spend a lot of time training, helping our clients to train their supervisors and train people how to effectively do performance reviews. Because when they're done right, they're super effective, but when they're done wrong, it's bad for everybody. So it's with the 360 reviews, it's getting feedback and working with what is the best form of performance reviews for, and it's listening and it's acting on those reviews. Make sure that your team knows how to effectively do performance reviews would be my best advice.
That's a great point. So well-trained managers, leaders, supervisors, when they make a right impact from the reviews, we need to train them well, so the impact of the review is positive and productive. And Ainsley, so what would you like to share in terms of success strategies when it comes to performance management?
Absolutely. So while we're actually working on the HR strategic goals for 2024, we asked individuals what they want and what they want to see from HR, what they want to see in the organization. And the biggest feedback that we received from our employees is clear and consistent performance reviews and being held to a standard, which is actually something that would maybe surprise people, right? Is that employees want to be held to a standard. They want goals. They want to know what my roles and responsibilities are. What are the objectives? What are the goals? What direction are we going in as a company? And then making sure those goals are SMART goals, the specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, time bound. Want to make sure that you're setting SMART goals for those employees. We do something called quarterly conversations. So during these quarterly conversations we have with the employees, we want to make sure, are you meeting our core values? Do you get it? Do you want it? And do you have the capacity to do it? And then using all of that to say, and here's your goals. Have you met them? Have you achieved them? What goals do we want for the next quarter? So it goes hand in hand with what Rob said, is making sure your leadership team knows how to perform these. And it's then making sure that those performance reviews have goals in them, because that's actually something that the employees are wanting. They want to be held accountable. They want to know they're doing well. And in order to measure them, you need to set goals for those employees.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. And my last question is going to be more on, I thought last question was the last question, but now this question is more on what do you do and how people can get in touch with you?
Sure. I founded Employco 27 years ago, so we're outsourced HR. So we buy benefits in volume. So instead of buying health insurance on your own and all the voluntary benefits, you're part of an organization that we buy on behalf of several thousand. We're outsourced HR, and then we process payroll. So best way, Employco.com is our website, but feel free to reach out to me directly at robwilson@Employco.com.
Thank you for sharing your experience, your wisdom on this call today. And Ainsley, can you tell us a little bit about your company and how people can contact you?
Yes, absolutely. So I started about 8 months ago at a company called Entech. We did have outsourced HR, and we got to a point where it was determined that we needed to bring an individual inside the business. So that's where I came from. If you want to get in contact with me, the best way is email. It's ainsley.lump@entechus.com. I'm available whenever, and I can always answer any questions anybody has.
Thank you so much. Thank you for your leadership and thought leadership. I truly appreciate you. Thank you for your partnership, collaboration. I truly, truly appreciate you guys. And thanks for coming and investing your time to share your experience with the world.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
Thanks, Sunny.
Thank you for watching Sunny's Silver Linings. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. See you next time.